Hey, Skeet here and welcome to my Skeet Guitar channel. Did you know that most adults who quit guitar, it's not because they can't play, it's because life gets in the way. And when they come back to it, they judge themselves much too quickly. I'm Skeet, let's dive straight in. So a lot of the problems adults have, life gets in the way and they're trying to learn guitar. And sometimes they just have to take a break from it. It could be a couple of days, a couple of weeks, some months, before they can put any real effort in. And they come back to it and their expectations are way off the mark. Why would you be able to play something you're learning better than you did with no practice? But, they miss that sometimes and they get really down on themselves and if you're not careful, they just jack it in. And I'm here to show you, in real world terms, what progress and practice looks like. I've got a great example that I can show you. One of my private students recently asked me if he could learn Cavatina by John Williams. It's a challenging piece. It's a piece that wasn't in my repertoire, still isn't in my repertoire, which I will show you in a moment. But I was able to put about 2 or 3 days practice in it. Then I went away for a few days, went away for 10 days where I did no practice and I've been back a week. So for the last week solid, I've been picking it up every day and chipping away at it. I've been practicing, not rehearsing. Now I do cover, I'm not going to go into depth, but when I say practice, what I mean is you are learning something new. Rehearsal is where you are polishing what you already have and just keeping on top of repertoire. Okay, so Cavatina, a tune that I couldn't play. I haven't picked my guitar up at all today. So what I thought I would do is just play it cold, warts and all, and I'll make no apologies for it. I can guarantee you one thing, it won't be perfect. Even when I'm playing it at my best at the moment, it's still not perfect. But I'm gonna repeat it a few cycles and hopefully we'll hear some tangible differences in there, just to show you that by not judging myself immediately and just giving myself a little bit of time to settle back in, if you like the middle of the journey, it's the middle that's the most important. So I've got my guitar here, it's in tune hopefully. So I'm just gonna play through this. Like I say, I haven't played the guitar at all today, so I'm reasonably cold. Yeah, let's just give it a go and see what happens. Like I say, my expectations are realistic. I don't expect it's going to be perfect, or in fact anywhere near, but let's go. I gotta be honest, it wasn't that bad, was it? But it was really bad when I first started learning it. I almost wish that I'd filmed it from day one, just to show you how bad it really, really was. And those bar chords, my hand was killing me. After the first day, honestly, I got up next day and my hands were in agony because I hadn't used some of the muscles and some of them. It's very bar chord intensive, this piece. But 3 days in and it's becoming more and more comfortable. So I think what I'll do is I'm just going to hit it a few more times now. Hopefully in a few more passes it will start taking a bit of shape. If it doesn't, I might just do a little fast forward bit on this and put it in, double speed just to cut down on time. But every time I feel like I've hit a nice pocket, I'll slow it down so you can hear it. And like I said, fingers crossed, it won't actually take me that long. But the point being, if I'd have judged myself on that first pass through there, I'd quit. It wasn't any good, not really. I know I can play it better than I did then. So let me just play it a few times through and yeah, let's see what happens. lost it. So, you know, no improvement whatsoever on that pass through. Let's go again. Now, I think we can all agree by that last pass through, there were improvements pretty much in every single phrase. Was it perfect? No, I didn't expect it to be. And truthfully, I'm not even striving for perfection at this point. I'm striving just for flow. Flow is the goal early on of learning anything. Just get through it. And then, you know, it's almost counterintuitive for a human to allow it to be wrong and keep going. I started teaching this to another student yesterday, another private student. And they've been having lessons off me for a few years now. They're a good player, they're a great player. And they know the rules, yet they tried the first chord. This was an online lesson, and the first thing they did was go and try and fix that note. And that really isn't the way to do it, guys. What you do is you just kind of cobble it together. Now, this has an A and a B section. So I chose, my path down this was to get the A section in a reasonable state before even looking at the B section. So what I will do when I start tackling the B section this week is I'm going to throw a camera up from day one, just to show you literally how bad it is. And when I started learning this first bit, it was terrible. It was terrible. But I know the process, and I've learned to, it's the middle of the journey that really matters, you know. It's those minute, small improvements. Now, again, one thing I've noticed over the years of teaching is that students become so head and hand focused that they forget to use these. And if you're learning a challenging piece, the improvements are often very, very subtle. It will be one note within a chord that's just got that little bit cleaner, yeah? And as you progress as a player, that becomes perhaps more prevalent, is your improvements can be very, very subtle. And if you're not using these, if you're missing them, it's very easy to judge yourself and think you're not getting anywhere, or you're going sideways or backwards even, you know, and that just isn't the case. I'm going to hit this one more time or a couple more times, just see what happens now. So this is probably, what is it, 8 or 9 times I've played it through now since I started rolling the camera. Let's see if it's improved again. So for me, definite improvements in there. I'm sure we can all agree. Every time I'm hitting it, it's getting overall better. And what this is enabling me to do as well is identify phrases that need a little bit more work. So this one, so once you're able to identify what needs work, you can take that phrase out and put it on a bit of a loop. So that would look something like this, you know, like I was just doing then. So put that on a loop a few times and then come back and hit the whole song and just drop it sort of back in its place. So let's try that again and see if there's even a slight improvement in that phrase. Now, if I had the quitter's attitude, I'd give up, wouldn't I? You know? Because it seems to have got worse suddenly. I was playing that a lot better a couple of passes ago, but that's okay. That's just the process. It's about trusting this middle section here. The middle part of, not the middle section of the song, the middle section of learning. Can't get it. Getting worse. Nearly. Keep going, but I won't bore you with it. So my point is, guys, don't judge yourself when you're cold. If you have a break from it because life got in the way, that's all right. Guitar's a lifelong journey. You shouldn't be judging yourself on a week by week basis, you know. But trust that middle process. I think that the ultimate message I'm trying to give you here. When I set about learning this piece, I personally like to memorize things rather than read it off a tab sheet. I think, for me, I play pieces better when I know what's coming next. So my learning process, and as I said, I will film part 2 from day one, but my learning process is a bar or two at a time and just learning the chord shape. At that point, I'm not massively interested in how clean the chord is. I know it will come with practice, with just repetition. So initially, I wouldn't expect to play it well. I just want to learn what my fingers are doing. Then I will start by repeating. You know, you become more aware of what's happening, what notes are not working, what you need to do with fingers. And I will make those micro adjustments as part of the journey, okay? I don't know if I mentioned, but I wouldn't expect to be able to play Cavatina to performance standard for at least a year, 12 months worth of work, 18 months, maybe more. And when I say that to some of my students, they almost look quite shocked, as in, like, is that allowed? You know, a piece is allowed to take that long, and yes, they are. Particularly if it's challenging, if it's raising your game, if it's, you know, to a standard that's upper level. Yeah, let it take time. It's not a race. It takes as long as it takes, as long as you are chipping away at it. And I almost become, there's a process there's a part of my process where I become machine-like. I don't even attach any emotion to what I'm playing. I'm just going through the motions. I'm learning it. I'm building muscle memory. The time will come to iron out the scabby notes. often's the case, the repetition does it on its own. You don't really need to actively do anything. But, you know, a week or two into it, if you've cobbled it together like I've managed to cobble this together, you know, I can play through it, and I can play through it better than I have done here when I'm a bit more warmed up, and perhaps when the camera isn't rolling, you know, all those other factors. But I'm confident enough, I know, because I've done this for many, many years, that if I just become robotic about it initially and repeat it until it, I say it robotic because boredom can kick in with some people, and I learned to override that. I have a very active mind, and my brain can be processing 20 different things at once. So I allow my brain to just carry on doing that, and I just play this over and over like a machine. I don't care early on how clean the notes are. Flow is everything. Once I've got my flow, then I'll start looking at it and I'll start tidying bits up, yeah? So I think that's all I've got to say about it. I did make a few notes, but I haven't picked them up. I just wanted to sort of free flow with it, really. But yeah, don't be hard on yourself if you have to take a break. Definitely don't be hard on yourself if you're not the same standard you were when you come back to it, because why would you be? Why would you be? It's an insane thought, really, isn't it? But most of us have it. Most of us think we've taken a backward step and we should probably quit, and we're not good at it, and that's just not the case. The middle of the journey is the real important thing. Yeah, so if you found any of this useful, do me a favour, guys, leave me a little comment or a like. It's comments and likes that are really helping my channel grow more than anything else, really. I create all this content for free. I genuinely want to help more and more people get better at guitar. And so if you found it useful, guys, just drop me a little comment. Even if you don't know what to say, just say thank you, or I found that useful, or engage with me. I am always in the comments. You know, if you agree or disagree with what I've said, we're all learning, aren't we? I'm still learning. A lifetime into playing, and I'm still learning, as hopefully I've proved to you today. It's okay not to be able to play everything perfect at first, all right? So I'm Skeet, thanks for watching. I'll be back next week with another brand new lesson. Until then, do your practice. Do lots of practice, because that's how you get better, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.